Immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Radio was going great. Spicer was insane.
Okay, welcome to Real Sports Live. Okay, just had a little mishap with the audio there. We're back, we're live. It's 9-7 Los Fresnos. Jumper's good. It's an 11-7 Los Fresnos lead. Kevin Arrow, Joe Bowling coming to you live from Harlingen South High School in the seeding game in District 32-6A. Harlingen South hosting Los Fresnos. Again, the winner here will get Edinburgh Vela. The loser will play Weslaco, who ended up being the 2 seed in a game that we covered last night between Edinburgh High and Weslaco. So Carlo Reyes with the ball, 11-7. Los Fresnos with the lead. Reyes trying to find a lane in the defense. Gets this one out. Back out to Maris. Maris to Guevara. She puts up a three-pointer from the corner, in and out of the rim, no good. Back comes Los Fresnos' Espada. Espada with the ball out to Ari Gallardo. Puts up a deep three-pointer. Bang!
Wow, if she shows that kind of range, I don't care what kind of defense you're playing, Kevin, that changes things completely.
That's 2 3-pointers from deep and three-point range that Gallardo has nailed in this quarter. And we had mentioned that the X factor for Los Fresnos, if they're going to score, it's going to come through Ari Gallardo. That jumper from Reyes is good. South is going to need Carlo Reyes to step up here.
Now, we talked about it while we had our audio off, that these are 2 defensive teams, and you're going to look at where the point production is coming from. Right now in a back-and-forth game, the last couple of minutes, Harlingen South has actually said, all right, let's just match scoring here and not shut down everyone defensively.
That shot off the mark, 1:36, rebounded by Matis. Back comes South. Gallardo guarding Matis, out to Reyes. That pass inside to Guevara, blocked by Gallardo, doing it on both ends of the court. Here comes Spada, over to Godi. That was Esquivel, kicks this one out to Gallardo. She puts up a 3 just off the mark. When Gallardo misses, it's not by much. Carlo Reyes now directing the offense. Puts up a deep three-pointer, count it!
You said it off the air that you expected her to have a big game, Kevin, and right now she's saying if Gallardo can go outside, guess what? So can I.
Right, and these are 2 seniors that are going to be going at it for the final time here this season. Godi driving it in, swiped away by Reyes. Good non-call there from the official. So now Amber Lopez and Alexis Rocha.
You know, last time Harlingen South played on this floor, they were thinking it was the last time they were going to play on their home floor as the seniors. But they get the little bonus game here, and they get to take on Los Fresnos, a rivalry game and a meaningful game here.
Right. That ball knocked away by South under a minute to go. Laura Ramirez comes up with the steal, now being double-teamed. They're going to call a travel.
That's a good hard double team that time, and it's a good job of not reaching in. You got a player out of control. You got them trapped. They can't get an outlet pass, and you just kind of body up there and let them, in that case, fall to the ground, get the travel. You don't commit a foul, and you get the ball back.
Gonzalez, Rocha, Reyes, Ramirez, and Lopez on the court for South. Los Fresnos, another turnover. Lots of turnovers here in the final minute of the first period from Los Fresnos. Ball taken away by Ramirez. 24 seconds. Reyes with the ball. That ball's picked away by Godey, and here she goes. It's a breakaway. Easy layup is good. 16-12. 14 seconds. Clock ticking away in the opening period.
Who wants it more? That was a loose ball. Who outfought who, and then who ended up getting the points?
Look for Reyes to try and pull up for a three. She's going to kick it out to Lopez. Back out to Gonzalez. Reyes puts up a deep three at the buzzer, just off the mark. That's how the first quarter will come to an end. On the road, Los Fresnos leads 16-12. You're watching Real Sports Live.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
Hi, we're PSJ Southwest Javelinas, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live. J's up!
It's Truck Month at Hacienda Ford, and we're asking for your vote. Blue Truck stands for 4x4 off-roading, outdoor living at its best. Red Truck stands for hitting the job site with all your tools. It's the right truck for the working man. So where do you stand? Right now, you can get the best-selling vehicle in America, a 2019 Ford F-150 for just 0 interest for 72 months, 0 payments for 90 days, and 0 money down. Vote Ford. Vote Hacienda.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia.
Welcome back to Real Sports Live, 16-12, early second quarter. Kevin Arrow, Joe Bowling coming to you live from Harlingen South High School in a 32-6A seeding game. Los Fresnos extends their lead. Victoria Hernandez in the ball game, gets her first bucket of the morning. Still morning, yeah, 11:15, so good morning, everyone.
What time is it anyway? What day is it?
Odi Villarreana checks into the game for Harlingen South. Rocha, nice bounce pass inside to Villarreana. Unable to get the two to go. Ball swiped away, picked off by Gonzalez. Ramirez back out to Gonzalez, pass inside. Back out to Amber Lopez, over to Rocha. Guarded by Gallardo with the right hand. Doesn't get the friendly roll, rebounded by Para. Back comes Los Fresnos. Clarissa Esquivel out to Gallardo, who had herself a big first quarter, nailing a pair of threes, giving Los Fresnos the momentum early. That shot up and off the mark, but she looks like she'll go to the line.
Again, we're seeing it on both ends of the court. Nothing easy between these two teams. Anything you're going to get as far as shot selection, as far as scoring opportunities, that's going to come through hard work. You'll be wore out after playing a game like this against a team that mirrors you with the effort on the defensive end.
And that's because those Fresnos had South and Harlingen in the same week. So you can't imagine. You're talking about the type of play that both these teams present. Reyes comes in. Lopez will catch a breather. And it was an all-out war when Los Fresnos and Harlingen played, and it was the same case with the Bird Bowl, both matchups. Makes the free throw. 20-12 is the score. 6:56 remaining in the first half. Again, what we know now is half of the puzzle has been solved with the seeding game last night at Edinburgh High, with the Lady Bobcats winning by 10 and taking the first seed out of 31-6A. So what we do know there is they will play at Brownsville Hannah on Tuesday. Harlingen will play Donna North Monday. And then the rest of the district will be decided right here, right in front of us.
And again, fans, while you're out there watching our games, this is bonus coverage on the regular season, as this is a play position game. The playoffs start on Monday. We're still looking for advertisers. We have $0 committed to girls basketball playoffs at this point in time. It's going to start Monday. I'm going to be out knocking on doors on Monday, and sometimes it does come in late. But if we were to start our broadcast right now, we would have zero coverage of girls basketball playoffs, and that's
Isabella Mares.
just a shame.
Mares comes into the game for Harlingen South. Gallardo with the ball, guarded by Mares. Bounce pass inside, nice move. Good awareness there from Gallardo. Para's shot didn't fall.
Boys basketball, we got a huge matchup that I was given last night. It's going to be a bonus game. You talk about on Friday when two state-ranked teams will be playing in San Perlita. Corpus Christi London state ranked at the Class 3 level, will be in town to take on the San Perlita Trojans. That'll be a bonus coverage game on Friday coming up.
And, of course, San Perlita, you were there last night, and you saw them complete the three-peat, taking down Santa Maria. Modest's bucket is good off the glass. 6-point game, 20-14 is the score. You bet Coach Garza's plenty excited that they were able to win on their home court. Of course, Tyke Johnson's potentially, well, not his last home game. Not anymore.
They're going to play one more.
That was the thought last night.
Well, they have the extra game. Coach Garza tries to do that so that he can get that one last warm-up game. It does count.
Carlo Reyes from downtown. There's that three-pointer again. Reyes showing off the range. All of a sudden, it's a three-point game.
Lady Falcons not wanting to let her get on track. It's one thing to match defensive efforts. When the scorer starts stepping out, you got to make adjustments. That's the timeout.
We are watching Real Sports Live. We'll be back in just a minute.
Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past? First pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you, forever memories. 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Bates.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. 3-point Lady Falcon lead, Harlingen South chipping away here in this seeding game. Adi Gallardo puts up a three. That one's off the side of the rim, no good. Rebounded. Second chance points, no good. And another offensive rebound and good. Sarai Jones. A couple of offensive boards there. And, of course, the Lady Cardinals, they're making another appearance. I see Avery Hinojosa, Lady Layla Bataru, and Alexis Cotto. Those girls made the trip out to Edinburgh last night. Virana's bucket is good.
And those aren't girls just scouting. Those are just basketball players knowing there's a game, and they want to be in the environment. They want to see it.
Exactly. 22-19, Los Fresnos with the lead. That's not Gallardo, excuse me. That's Jones. Well, last night, it was somewhat of a business trip for the Lady Cardinals.
That was a scouting trip.
Yes. Yeah, they were out. Emery Scoggins was there last night. Julie Bryant. So there were about 4 or 5 Lady Cardinals there, and now they woke up early on a Saturday. I'm guessing Coach Mon didn't have practice. Then I also know she also likes to practice at 5:30, 6 in the morning. So.
Sure, some of those coaches do. I know Coach Garza at San Perlita was saying that normally they go at 5 or 6 in the morning, but he told his kids, you get this win tonight, I'm going to give you the day off. So they got the weekend off.
Right. So they're out here in attendance watching their district opponents and some of their buddies in Harlingen South. So back comes the Lady Hawks. Modest, deep two-pointer off the back of the rim, rebounded by Bada. Back comes Los Fresnos on the other end, right to left. Ball picked away by Guevara. Back comes Harlingen South. Haven't led in this game, looking to take their first lead. Reyes with the ball. She's having herself a strong first half. Reyes and Gallardo, that's a matchup right there. If you're a basketball fan, especially in this district. Gets that one out to Guevara. Guevara out to Maris. Being guarded by Esquivel. Maris out to Reyes at the volleyball line. Out to Gonzalez. South taking their time offensively. Kicks this one out to Guevara. She puts up a three from the corner off the side of the rim. Ball poked away, rebounded by Harlingen South, and they'll reset the offense. Reyes thought about the three. Gallardo had it matched perfectly. Guevara driving through the lane, weaving through the defense. Ball gets knocked away, but it's going to call a foul on the floor. That Gallardo-Reyes matchup is one that fans really got accustomed to seeing, both of them being seniors.
How many times has it been said? Often, 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 often. By the way, pan the camera up high middle. Talk about scouting.
Hey, there she is, Griselda Fino. She's in the house.
She has interest in today's game.
Coach Fino out there last night at Edinburgh High, got to catch up with her. And we had Carice Arredondo on the air last night at halftime. So it was a pretty neat little segment her and I had. We talked about what McAllen Memorial was doing and how they're facing Laredo Nixon right out of the gate. And coaches in the Valley will tell you that any team, Gallardo's bucket is good. It's back to a 5-point lead. Any team out of 36A, whether you're a 4 or a 3 seed, it's no slouch because it's one of those things where those teams beat up on each other, really.
Yeah, it's high caliber basketball. It's a playoff environment for the past 5 weeks for those teams, and they're playoff ready.
Back comes Gallardo, 25-20. Los Fresnos with the lead late first half. Gallardo puts up a 3, wide open, bang! Adi Gallardo, she's on a mission here this morning.
Make 1, you say okay. You make 2, you get concerned. You make 3, you call a timeout. You got to adjust. The score is getting hot.
And 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Fort Mansfield, Texas.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. After the Gallardo 3, there was a timeout on the floor. It's an 8-point Lady Falcon lead. Laura Ramirez has been quiet this first half. Modest with the ball, being guarded by Para. Ramirez looked as if she thought about the 3. Gets this one out to Reyes. Julia Celis in the game for Harlingen South. Amber Lopez, Carla Reyes. The seniors here for Kelly Garrett's squad. Senior heavy team this year for Coach Garrett. That's going to be a turnover, and back comes Los Fresnos on the other end. 2:26 first half. Strong move to the bucket. Offensive foul.
Yeah, easy to call that one. The defense was established well in advance. All you got to do is wait and take the contact, and you draw the foul.
Offensive foul against the senior Clarissa Esquivel. Reyes stays in the game. We've seen her minutes go up as the games go on. We know she had missed some time with an ankle injury. Was able to make her return her second game back in the Bird Bowl. We saw her minutes go up, and since then she's able to finish off the season strong, and it's a good thing that Coach Garrett has her healthy. Maritza Ortega, number 1, comes into the ball game. Esquivel will take a timeout. Ball inbounded to Amber Lopez off the glass. Good. An easy 2 there for Harlingen South. Now trail by 6. They haven't led in this game. Adi Gallardo has been the X factor. Para driving through the lane, weaving through the defense off of the back of the rim, and no good. Rebounded by Reyes. Under 2 minutes to go, Modest is going to have to track this one down, and does. Makes a nice move, bounce pass out to Lopez. Lopez kicks this one out to Ramirez. Again, Los Fresnos has done a good job on guarding Laura Ramirez. Bounce pass over to Modis. Celis out to Ramirez. They try and work around the screen. Has a wide open 3. Puts that one in. Count it. Big shot there from the senior Ramirez. $1:20 left in the first half.
Like I said, Kevin, there are scorers out there. They're not prolific scorers, but there are players that are capable of putting the ball in. And it's just going to be a matter of who steps up with consistency now to secure this lead in the game for either way.
Gallardo at the free throw line. The last time these two teams met up, it was a 53-33 Los Fresnos win here at Harlingen South. And Gallardo put together a 23-point performance. She's on pace to top that here this morning.
That was kind of a statement game, but again, you get Harlingen South in an uncomfortable position of having to score points, and they'll push. If they have to push, takes them out of their rhythm, takes them out of their game, and thus the blowout win.
29-25, Lopez out to Celis to Ramirez. She puts up another 3 off the side of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Jones. Out to Para. Sahari Jones with the ball. Loses the handle on it. Picked up. And good.
Nice press break that time to get through there. Had the spacing, had the 3-on-2 break. Be patient, step through, make the defense commit. You got the numbers, make the bank shot.
Hernandez with the easy bucket there. Back up to a 6-point lead. Los Fresnos, 40 seconds left. South is going to slow things down. Mares with the left hand out to Ramirez. Out to Celis. Driving, finds a lane. Off the mark. If you're Harlingen South, you've got to make those easy buckets.
Now, point production, we talked about the defensive stands that either team are capable of making. When you do get a chance to score, obviously you got to put it in. If you're Harlingen South, you want to stay within striking distance. Los Fresnos, they've established they got a couple players that can score on a consistent basis. And you don't want to play catch-up. You want to stay within striking distance. You're on your home floor, eventually get a run and go at this game.
Bianco Gonzalez comes into the game for Harlingen South. Free throw's good from Victoria Hernandez. She's listed as a junior. Both these teams are very senior-heavy.
Yeah, thus the poise on the court. You see no panic on either side. Los Fresnos doing a nice job. They took the lead early, and they're even though South hits some big shots, there's just no panic on either side. I don't think there will be in the playoffs either.
Right. Harlingen South, they made the playoffs last year, and, they lost that heartbreaker to Edinburgh Vela, and then, of course, Los Fresnos. Having to play the Edinburghs, having to play those teams out of 31-6A, it's a challenge. 2 years ago when Rebecca Valdez took over this program, she had to face Edinburgh right out of the gate. It's a task. 19 seconds and counting. The easy layup from Ortega. And it's Los Fresnos' biggest lead of the morning. It's a 10-point Lady Falcon lead. Hawks looking to have the last possession and go into the locker room with some momentum. 3 seconds counting. Ramirez loses track of the ball. She's going to have to put up that three off the mark. That's how the first half will come to an end. Lady Falcons 35, Lady Hawks 25. You're watching Real Sports Live.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
Hi, we're Harlingen GirlsHoops, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
At First Community Bank, we believe in small business.
When Jennifer and Jimmy Wilson started Wild August Nursery and Flower Farm, they found Ricky Leal at First Community Bank had the financing to help them grow.
Make FCB your bank.
Hi, we're Brownsville veterans, and thanks for watching Real Sports Live. Woo!
Inside a top-secret, highly classified government laboratory, an experimental killer virus has breached containment. You and your team have 60 minutes to find the antivirus. Book your adventure today at trappedrgb.com.
Back here, we're at halftime, or the score right now is 35-25 with the Lady Falcons with a double-digit lead. They had the lead throughout the ball game. We're at the halftime break. We'll be back, and we'll continue with our coverage here. Trying to get things set up there for that scoreboard. We'll be right back after this.
Hi fans, today's game is brought to you by New York Life. Best of luck to your team.
And I'm Danielle Goslin, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For over 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation of developing the most successful professionals in the industry.
We help to manage the process from day one and guide you on your way to success. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business,
then we would like to show you how we can help.
It's Truck Month at Hacienda Ford, and we're asking for your vote. Blue Truck stands for 4x4 off-roading, outdoor living at its best. Red Truck stands for hitting the job site with all your tools. It's the right truck for the working man. So where do you stand? Right now, you could lease the all-new, completely redesigned 2020 Ford Explorer for just $384 a month. Drive a beautiful new 2020 Explorer. Vote Ford. Vote Hacienda.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. We have a special guest, Coach Brian Molina of the Harlingen South Hawks. Coach, what's up?
How you doing?
Hey, so what's up with the Hawks? You guys clinched a playoff berth with Tuesday's win against Hannah. I know you guys played Los Fresnos last night.
Mm-hmm.
So just talk to me about where the Hawks are at and what's going on.
I like where we're at. It's like I told the boys. I think we're getting better game by game. I don't think we played our best basketball yet. I told them we're peaking at the right time, and so we had a tough competitive district, and so I think it's going to get us ready for the playoffs.
2 years ago, you guys missed the playoffs, and on Tuesday's game at Hannah, I had mentioned to the folks that when the season was over, you had texted me like, I don't know what to do, which is so out of the norm. So now you guys are back-to-back playoff appearances.
Right.
Does it feel like everything's right in the world?
Yeah, everything. My world is right. I mean, a couple of years ago, that was the first time I hadn't made the playoffs. I've been here 14 years, made it 13 times. And so, life after basketball just kind of is weird when you don't have something to go back to as far as the gym is concerned.
What makes you guys unique this year? I know you guys brought back some seniors.
Yeah, I think what's unique about us is we're so deep. I mean, last night we played 12 guys, and all 12 guys have seen the starting lineup. So, it just depends. I'm in a fortunate situation that I can look at who we're playing, and I could adjust my starting lineup accordingly. I also think the teams are preparing for us. We've never had – it's rare that we have the same starting lineup twice. So I think that helps a lot. I think we have a combination of size, quickness. I think we defend really well. And I think all those are the right ingredients to be successful.
32-6A, Clarissa Arredondo was on with us last night at halftime. We talked a little bit about the realignment, especially for her because they're going down to 5A. A little different. For you guys, you're getting Weslaco and Donna North. So from a basketball standpoint, what are you looking at the new district?
From a basketball standpoint, we'll welcome, obviously, 6 teams is it's a quick district. So now that we're going to 8, obviously, Weslaco is a successful program. Donna North is up and coming. I saw that they had a couple of big wins this year. So I know the kids are looking forward to the new challenge, and we're gonna see. Obviously, Weslaco does a really, really good job. They've been in the playoffs every year since I can even think of. So we're welcoming the challenge, the new guys.
Let's talk a little bit about what we're watching here, and it's a 10-point Los Fresnos lead. What stood out to you in that first half?
I think Los Fresnos is doing a real good job in transition. They're finishing easy baskets when they get out and run. I think when our girls can force them into a half-court set, I think they have a little bit trouble scoring. And same thing with us. I think Los Fresnos is doing a really good job of getting back, taking away paint touches, and forcing our girls to finish from the outside. So I think whichever team can pressure each other the most should be successful.
How tough is it to guard a girl like Adi Gardo when she's shooting from all over the place?
Well, I tell you what, she could. I was sitting there talking to my dad and Coach Hinojosa from Los Fresnos. I'm like, man, that girl could probably start for me. She can, wow, she can shoot off the. It's really rare that you find that type of basketball player. Most guys can spot up and shoot. But to be able to score in transition the way she does, or come off a screen and be able to shoot, that's very impressive.
And another thing that we mentioned was that Adi's a senior, and then you have Carla Reyes, who's also a senior, and those two have been kind of going at it for a couple of years. So just talk about when you see matchups like that over the years as a coach, you see them start as sophomores and then they're seniors, and they build that little rivalry, kind of like with Brie Pena and how she did it.
Right.
So stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's unique because it's kind of like you as a coach, you kind of throw a game plan out the door because the players know each other better than we do, and it just comes down to that. It comes down to a little bit of a rivalry, a little bit of chip on your shoulder. Who's got the upper hand here? I know this will be obviously probably the last time they play each other, unless it's like a third round type game and stuff. So I know both of them are going after each other.
So what's next for you guys?
For us, we finished with San Benito on Tuesday at their place. They're always going to be tough over there, and I know they're in a in a unique situation. I know they're sitting in fourth right now with Hannah right behind them, so I know they're going to come out and try to clinch that fourth spot. So we're looking forward to the challenge. You know, they've always played us really tough over there. We're looking at finishing strong in district, and then it looks like we'll be playing Wesco. So we're looking at probably a week from Tuesday, the following week. So
okay, and in this district, we could have a potential play-in game, correct?
Correct.
With Hannah and San Benito.
Right. I believe if Hannah were to beat Harlingen High and San Benito was to lose to us, they'd probably have to have a play-in game. So yeah, so it's it's one of those things that both teams kind of have their future in their hands a little bit, and so I told the kids, I said, guys, they're in a must-win situation, which is good for us because I can't simulate that in practice.
Right.
So we're just going to go out there, we're going to give our best effort, we're going to play hard. I know last time we played them here, we held them to 18 points for the whole game. So I think that's what we're going to do. We'll try to turn it up a little bit. Last night we gave up probably the most points we've given up all season, and it really wasn't that much because those Fresnos can put up big numbers. So I think we're just going to buckle down the defensive end and see where we go from there.
Cool. All right, that's Harlingen South Hawks coach Brian Molina. Coach, thanks for joining us.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. How you doing, sir?
Good. Hanging in there. Yes, sir.
Be the man.
Me and Mark got on the table along with $10.
At HCISD, we move the needle forward every day.
We'll blaze a trail for future generations.
It's not just about equipping students with skills for the future. We awaken their potential and empower them to make good choices.
No matter where you're from or where you're headed, there's a place for you to flourish at HCISD.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. Start of the second half. Kevin Arrow, Joe Bowling, 35-27. Los Fresnos with the lead as they are trying to claim that second seed. Back up to a 10-point lead. Esquivel gets the scoring going for Los Fresnos. Back on the other end, Laura Ramirez with the ball. Lady Hawks now going from right to left. Alexis Brocha, Amber Lopez, Bianca Gonzalez, Carla Reyes, all in the game for Harlingen South. Adi Gallardo, Sarai Jones, Olivia Para, Clarissa Esquivel. That one just off the mark. And Giovanna Godi all in the game for Rebecca Valdez's squad. Back comes Harlingen South. They trail by 10. Haven't led in this game. 16 first half points for Adi Gallardo. She had herself a first half for Los Fresnos. Ball inbounded to Alexis Brocha. Brocha trying to set up the offense here. Gets it out to Reyes. Reyes driving in with the left hand turnaround. Kicks this one out to Lopez. Lopez back inside to Ramirez. Back out to Reyes. Reyes gives this one up to Rocha. 6:20, third quarter. Reyes back with the ball, working around the screen from Gonzalez. Floater, good.
What a nice ball fake that time by Reyes to get that a little bit of spacing to get that shot in.
That ball fake, she's pretty darn good at it. She's done it a couple times throughout the season, and probably one of her signature moves. Turnover, Gonzalez with the interception. Pass up to Ramirez. It'll be a turnover, and it'll be Los Fresnos basketball. We were joined by Coach Brian Molina of the Harlingen South Hawks. They punched their ticket to the playoffs on Tuesday. Rudy and I were at that game. They escaped a furious rally from Brownsville-Hanna, excuse me. Sabian Arsenault went off. Fortunately, he just fouled out in the last about minute and a half of that game, and when Arsenault fouled out, kind of, just balloon deflated there for the Eagles. .536, third period, 37-29. Los Fresnos with the lead. Esquivel inbounds it to Jones. Rebounded by Gonzalez. She'll stop, get this one out to Rocha, trying to find a lane. High off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Gallardo. Joe, she had 16 points in that first half. Fada now with the ball, back out to Gallardo.
She established the fact she can hit the shots beyond the arc, and then that extended the defense. Once the defense extended, she took her game a little further inside. A score.
The senior Adi Gallardo was Offensive Player of the Year in the district and could make a case for MVP in this district when it's all said and done. Back comes Harlingen South in their home uniforms. White with orange and green trim on the sides. Lady Hawks written across the chest. Maroon jerseys for Los Fresnos. That ball picked away. Back comes Los Fresnos on the other end. Espada. She'll take a step back, resetting the offense out to Gallardo. Gallardo guarded closely by Ramirez. Back out to Para. Para over to Jones. Jones to Gallardo. No substitutions in yet for either team. About midway through this third period. South looking to put together a rally here in the third quarter. Gallardo puts up a deep three. That one well off the mark. First really bad shot Gallardo's taking all morning. 37-29, Lady Hawks trail. Rocha weaving her way through the defense. The floater. They're going to call an offensive foul.
Yeah, again, just like Harlingen South can get back defensively, so can the Lady Falcons of Los Fresnos.
Gallardo is yet to score this quarter. She led the scoring with 16 points on both sides. Gets this one into Para, back inside to Sari Jones. Picked away by Amber Lopez, back over to Ramirez. Ramirez with a bounce pass to Gonzalez. That shot's well off the mark. Looks as if Bianca Gonzalez was going to look for a foul, but she's not going to get one. Luis Solorio and Coach Rob Davies, they made their way into the gym. Now there's also a track meet just down the street at Bogus. So I'm sure those two are out at the track meet. Now they're
If Mark were here, we'd have him out there.
Mark were here, right. Mark's our track specialist. Sarai Jones kisses that one off the glass, back to a 10-point lead, 3:37 left in the third quarter. Los Fresnos locking down on the South shooters here in the third quarter. No open looks yet for Ramirez or Reyes. Here comes Ramirez driving in with the left hand. Harlingen South's offense coming out slow out of the gate. Gallardo takes that one coast to coast, wanted the foul. Just kind of smiles and says, I'll take the easy two. 41-29, biggest lead of the morning for Los Fresnos. That shot off the mark by Reyes. Second chance points is good from Laura Ramirez. Timeout taken by Coach Garrett. 2:57 left in the third quarter, 41-31. Lady Falcons lead. You are watching Rio Sports Live.
Clear, organized, and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
Truck Techs in Harlingen is your source for lifts, wheels, and tires. Talking trucks of any size, any model, and any year. Specializing in
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. 10-point Los Fresnos lead. 2:50 left in the third quarter. Kevin Arrow, Joe Bowling. 32-6A seeding game between Los Fresnos and Harlingen South. Both teams finished with a 7-3 district record. Los Fresnos and South split the district meeting 1 game apiece, but Los Fresnos leading the regular season series 2-1 as the Falcons beat the Lady Hawks back in December at their own tournament.
Lady Hawks need to be careful here. Right now they're just trading baskets back and forth. You got a double-digit deficit. You got to draw a line in the sand somewhere and get into this lead. You can't just keep trading baskets. Los Fresnos will be content to do that from here to the finish.
Aaliyah Guevara in the game for Harlingen South.
That'd be called a blocking foul. Difference is that time you could see the defender was sliding her feet up under the player in motion. If you can get there before they get to the spot, it's called beat them to the spot, then you can take that charge. If you're sliding into that call is going to go against the defender every time.
Isabella Mares also in the game for South. Substitutions coming in from Los Fresnos. Victoria Hernandez comes in. And Godey will take a seat on the bench. Second free throw off the mark, rebounded by Jones. Back out to Gallardo. Guevara having the task of guarding Gallardo. Takes this one coast to coast. Second chance points no good, but Hernandez with a strong move to the hole, and she'll go to the line.
Offensive rebounding that time. No one blocked her out. She was able to get not one but 2 offensive rebounds, earn a trip to the free throw line there. But normally, Harlingen South doesn't allow those stick backs, those second, third chance opportunities.
Back up to a 10-point lead. Julia Salas coming in the game for Ramirez. So we have the playoff schedule right here. Monday's games in Class 6A. Laredo United taking on McAllen Rowe. 7 o'clock at Roma. Harlingen at Donna North. 7:30. La Jolla taking on Laredo United South at Alice at 7:30. Those are Monday's games. Tuesday, and again, to be determined, South, the winner here will play Vela. That game will be at Vela. At 7 o'clock, McAllen Memorial taking on Laredo Nixon at 7 o'clock at Roma. PSJ North taking on Laredo Alexander at Corpus Christi Carroll. That game's at 7 o'clock. Edinburgh High at Hannah. And then Weslaco will face the loser of this game. All those details, as far as Weslaco on who and when they'll play, should be decided here shortly after this game with Coach Fino here in attendance. I'm sure they'll do the flip today. I wouldn't see why they would wait.
That's probably one of the reasons she's here. She's got a notebook. I haven't seen her put her pen to paper yet.
No, but you can bet she's studying.
She's got notes. Don't think she doesn't have notes, that's for sure.
And then in Class 5A on Monday, Valley View at Mission Veterans, 6:30. Brownsville Veterans taking on PSJ Memorial. That game's at 7. Rio Grande City at Mercedes. That game's also at 7 o'clock. And then there's a playing game also going on at Brownsville Pace at Cal Chelsea, traveling to Brownsville.
That's today.
That's this morning, going on right now. The winner there will play the district winner and Sherryland Pioneer Tuesday.
Another play-in game has Santa Rosa playing today in a play-in game on the girls' side.
Class 4A, Hidalgo taking on Robstown at 7:30. That game's in La Feria. Sinton taking on Port Isabel, 8 o'clock at Alice. Bevila Jones leading La Feria. That game's at 7 o'clock. And in Class 2A again later today, we will be in Santa Maria as San Perlita takes on San Isidro. The winner plays Agua Dulce. The loser plays Freer. And we both talked to Coach Monguia. And the plan is you want to win that game. You like your matchup against Agua Dulce rather than Freer.
Absolutely. We also know the other playoff games. There's some girls playoff doubleheader action at San Perlita on Monday, as Idea Frontier will be playing in their first playoff game. And that's followed up by, if Santa Rosa were to win today, Santa Rosa will be playing also in San Perlita's gym on Monday. It'll be a doubleheader.
Gallardo with a crossover, under a minute to go here in the third quarter. 11-point Lady Falcon lead, looking to add to it as we head to the fourth quarter. Ball picked up by Sarai Jones. So Coach Garrett wanting an explanation on that play. 41 seconds. Jones at the free throw line. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Reyes and the Lady Hawks trail by 12. Modest driving in, kicks this one out to Guevara, driving down the baseline, taking on 3 defenders. Shot doesn't go. Pass up to Gallardo, 25 seconds. Clock ticking away. Los Fresnos with the momentum and the lead. Bara puts up a 3, count it. 47-32, Los Fresnos pulling away here in the third quarter. Reyes. That shot's up by Yasari, off the mark, rebounded by Martinez. Out to Esquivel. Gallardo, she puts up a 3 off the side of the rim and no good. That's how the third quarter will come to a close. As we head to the fourth quarter, 47-32. Lady Falcons with the lead. You're watching Real Sports Live.
Products to bring that special look to your truck in a professional way. Lifts, wheels, and tires, with financing available too. Call today or stop by Truck Tex in Harlingen.
Our professional advisors at Employee Retirement Service have been providing financial and retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
If you've spent your career in education and are ready for the next chapter, let the professionals at Employment Retirement Services help. You've worked hard, and now it's time to relax and enjoy with peace of mind and security.
Help fulfill your retirement needs. Come experience the difference with us.
And let's plan your retirement together. Call us at 956-446.
Yeah, you did.
Welcome back to Real Sports Live. Working on a Saturday. Why not, right? 47-32. Los Fresnos with the lead, and they're staring down at that 2 seed out of 32-6A. And then looking to face Edinburgh Vela in the first round of the playoffs. Turnover there by the Lady Hawks.
That last three-pointer to close out the third quarter may be enough for Los Fresnos. You're looking at Harlingen South scored 32 points in the game. They got to score half of that. And that's just to draw even and hold Los Fresnos scoreless. There is a big-time uphill battle for the Lady Hawks right now.
Gallardo kicks this one out. Shot off the mark by Jones. Ball poked away. That ball goes into the crowd. Olivia Para tried chasing down and down. So shout out to Coach Brian Molina for joining the broadcast.
I saw Coach Hinojosa down there too.
He's here somewhere.
We may get a word with him for just a quick social media interview before we walk out of the gym.
Yeah, they completed that 6-peat in this district, and one thing that we talked about with Coach Arredondo last night about Coach Fino is that year in and year out they graduate kids, and then, okay, well, this is the year they won't win district. This is the year they won't do that. But somehow, some way, these coaches, they just produce basketball players. And Coach
someone forgot to tell Elian Gonzalez and all of those players over there that's like, hey, you're supposed to have an off year once in a while. Nothing doing. Retool, reload, and win another district title.
I tell you what, Elian Gonzalez is one of the better athletes in the area. When I seen him play basketball the other night, when they played Harlingen, my goodness. He can play, and he was a heck of a football player, too. So just athletes all over the place for Los Fresnos.
And do you think they're going to have a down year next year? Nope. one of the most prolific scorers in the Valley. It was a freshman
Jerry
wearing
Martinez.
the Falcon uniform.
Yeah, how about that? And the funny thing is Coach Yates warned us too about this a couple years ago and said, if you think this kid's good, wait till you see this guy.
He was out shooting those Falcon teams when he was in 6th and 7th grade.
Right.
Those Falcon teams, by the way, that were making playoff runs.
Right.
He was in the gym, and I remember Coach Yates saying, hey, you should see him. He can outshoot them all.
He warned us. So he had we got a full warning that this kid was coming, and he certainly has not disappointed. Neither has District 32 6A, and as a whole, you talk about reloading and what Harlingen's doing with Mike Castillo and Mike Vasquez and Coach Creeder's first-year coach, the things they're doing, and San Benito's resurgence all of a sudden under Coach Jared Bly, another first-year coach. They're in the playoff mix, so still plenty of good basketball in District 32 6A, despite it being just a 6-team district.
When you talk about the significance of that San Benito, Kevin, that is a basketball program that just hasn't had postseason attachments very often at all.
They made it twice in their program history, once under Coach Eddie Abrego, the former coach. So for San Benito boys to be relevant and being in the playoff mix speaks loudly to what Coach Bly's doing there just down the road in San Benito. 47-32, Los Fresnos running away late with this one. And then you have Harlingen South, a team that Coach Molina believes that they're starting to peak at the right time. And we mentioned that last year they made the playoffs. They lost to Economides in the first round. 2 years ago, they go 8-6 in 32-6A, and they missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
For a team to go 8-6 in an 8-team district speaks to the depth of the district and just how good Harlingen was. Los Fresnos, Rivera, Sari Jones with a nice move inside. Victoria Hernandez will go to the free throw line.
Good recognition that time by the Lady Falcons to go crash the boards on the weak side. You see a player that's uncontested heading to the goal. A lot of times you get caught standing and watching. That time they weren't. They were crashing the boards, not anticipating a made shot, anticipating being in position to get a rebound. That's what earned that trip to the line.
First free throw is good. (48-32) the score. Makes both free throws. 49-32, all Los Fresnos. Really just Lady Hawks struggled in that third quarter to produce offensively. That jumper is good from Reyes. It's just one of those quarters that Harlingen South cannot afford to put together. And we've seen it in the past is when they struggle on offense, it can really be a struggle for them. Odi Virana in the ball game. Aliyah Guevara also checking in for Harlingen South. On Tuesday, that was quite the battle with Virana and Gonzalez. That'd be Odalis Gonzalez, excuse me. Both Odi and Odalis had some pretty epic matchups on the volleyball court, Hannah and South, over the last couple years, and they got to duke it out on the basketball court. Now, it's Tuesday at Hannah. Right away, I noticed that the lighting in the gym was improved, and Coach Gonzalez said, yeah, we got some new lighting, but if you notice all the ruckus on the way in, that's the new gym we're building.
It's going to be a cathedral.
That's what I understand. They're $10 million putting into that gym, and it's expected to be ready by October, so they might catch the tail end of volleyball season, but for sure basketball season will have a beautiful
Won't know
gym.
what to do to walk into Hannah in a big new facility like that. But we'll be there.
That's where Edinburgh High will be, and I tell you what, Joe, Edinburgh High, they impressed the heck out of me last night with what they can do. They got size, they can shoot. They're all veterans. They've been there before, and it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow, and I'm sure it's hard for Coach Salinas when you lose Annika Saenz. If they had her, just to imagine how much better they would be, because arguably she's one of the better players, if not the best player in the Valley.
Had a lengthy conversation with him about that. I said, at what point in time did your girls finally gel back together once she went down? And literally, Kevin, the answer was at halftime of the game she got injured against Harlingen South. At halftime, players started adjusting to, okay, I'm going to take this position, I'll be in this position. Coach was looking at now, okay, I'm going to need you to do this and you to do this. And they made the adjustments. So It took less than a half for that team to say, okay, roles are changed, here's what I'm going to do. and then they got better from there.
Right, and I actually covered that game here, and South was up by 10, getting closer to halftime when Annika went down, and it's like, okay, now what do you do? But the resiliency of that team, and you're right, for them to just put it back together that quickly and come out on fire in the second half and pick up the win, albeit it was back in December. Obviously, they're a much better and more improved team now, but you're right. I got to witness that, and at first, we were not sure of what the injury was to Annika, and then later, of course, the news came out about it was her ACL. So that's just terrible news for Edinburgh High. But just the things they've done, and they're 15-1 without her.
Yeah, there is no absolute zero good time to lose a premier player. But if you're going to lose one, Edinburgh lost her early enough in the season that they're not adjusting, they're not changing anything right now as they're heading into the postseason. They've just been refining and getting better, and you saw it last night. They're ready.
Yeah, they looked extremely good. And Santa Maria, she hit a barrage of threes. She had 3 straight and hit 1 in the final seconds of that first half and really swung the momentum in favor of Edinburgh High. And that's because Westlaco came out to, I believe it was a 9-2 lead early on. So Edinburgh High really answered the bell, and Westlaco got off to that hot start, then Edinburgh High answered back with a left hook of their own, and since then, they really took over that ball game.
The reason why they're scary is because they do have the inside presence. They have the mid-range players, but extending on. When we get to the playoff run, you get against those Laredo schools, you get against the San Antonio schools. If you get to the regional tournament, as another 3 goes down.
A 20-point lead for those Fresnos. Bada drilled that 3-pointer. Leslie Martinez, she was one player that really impressed me last night, a senior. She had 18 points for Edinburgh High. She was our Hacienda, she has it, and she was one of those girls that really had to fill in because Annika Sainz led the team in scoring with 20 points, so they had to find that point production from someone, and really carrying the torch was Martinez, averaging 16 points per game, and then, of course, Big Bree Sanchez inside, and she's tough.
Inside, outside, role players, mid-range, and like I said, they've got a scary good mix, and they've got the experience that we've said it all along, they can make a serious run.
And the thing is, when Jayla Santa Maria was there, those were the teams that were loaded, but they never made it to the Sweet 16. Last year, they lose Jayla Santa Maria, and the question mark becomes, what can this team do? Oh, just go to the Sweet 16. No big deal, right? With Janessa Santa Maria, the younger one. Now Julissa, the youngest Santa Maria, she's having herself a season. Los Fresnos, Godi kicks this one out to Gallardo, 57-39. Los Fresnos staring down that 2 seed in 32-6A. It's all shaping up that they'll place Lottie Zarte and her Edinburgh Vela Lady Sabercats out of 31-6A. They've finished as the 3 seed. Donna North came in the 4th seed. And, of course, you have Westlaco at 2, Edinburgh High at 1. And now Harlingen South will have the challenge of facing Griselda Fino's Lady Panthers. And that's one thing we talked about was just the longevity of Coach Salinas and Coach Fino and just the things they've done over these last 10 years to just continue to win ball games. Sarai Jones will take a seat, getting a round of applause from the Los Fresnos faithful. Maritza Ortega in the ball game. Ramirez out to Lopez, being guarded by Martinez. Hop step, kicks it outside to Matis, guarded by Godi, driving down the baseline. Alexis Rocha with the right hand off the mark, rebounded by Esquivel. 3:54 left in this one. Adi Gardo is my vote for our player of the game.
Second the emotion.
All right, we're good to go. 3:42 left in the ball game. Harlingen South did play Westlaco earlier this year at the Border Bash, and they went toe-to-toe with Westlaco, so it's not something out of the realm that South is, not going to be a curveball that's going to be thrown at them.
Well, back then it was kind of a curveball because people didn't realize just how deep this team went on the defensive end and how hard you were going to have to work for points. This time around, Coach Fino's going to have something for that defense. I look for her to push the ball, look for her to extend the the lanes and get it out and off to the races. And but Harlingen South established back then.
Right.
It's no fluke. They're a tough team to score against.
Right, and I think that was the case today until Ari Gallardo started shooting, really. But Ramirez knocks down the three-pointer, and I think that was just it. Gallardo started shooting, and she caught fire, and that made the difference. Los Fresnos with a comfortable lead, 3:16 left in this one. That shot's blocked by Ortega.
I'll call a foul after the play, but that was a great block shot, getting there and contesting that.
So once this is over, we're going to make our way over to San Benito, Santa Maria.
Yep.
We're going to start getting ready for the second half of the day.
And LaFerry, if I can get a camera operator, that's going to be a bit of a chore.
59-42 Ortega at the free throw line.
I may have to settle for 3 games today. With Mark out of the mix, we may just have to settle that we got 3 games in. Goal is for 4. Should have done 6 with the other 2 playoff games going on.
Right. Lopez with the ball, turnaround jumper off the glass, off the mark. 2:58 left in this one. So again, as soon as we find out the details on who's playing where, of course, we will let you all know. And then dipping ahead to Monday, we got a treat for you as softball. It's officially underway.
Oh, yeah.
It's officially underway, but the regular season kicks off Monday. And last night,
a small matchup to start it off.
Small matchup, which they're truly starting to call it the Civil War. Lyford and Rio Hondo, 2 of the more successful programs in the lower classifications. Lyford a 3A, Rio Hondo a 4A. Last night I was going through the drive-through, the Whataburger by my house off the expressway. I seen the Lyford school bus. I said, who is that? And I took a peek inside. It was the softball team.
Over here playing their final scrimmage?
They were playing their final scrimmage against McAllen Row. So I got down and I got to catch up with Coach Joey Rios, and they're fired up. They're ready. Rio Hondo's ready. Lyford's ready. And it's only game 1. It's round 1 of round 3. There's going to be 3 rounds.
And a good matchup on Tuesday as well, softball fans.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but I just found out this morning that game's also on Monday.
Oh, no. Well, I'll go there.
The schedule was wrong. It said Tuesday, but Coach Martinez I was talking with Ronnie here, the trainer. She said, no, that game's on Monday.
Well, we'll flip a coin. Which one you want to go to? I'll go to the other one.
Either way, you're talking about 2 6A powers.
We're talking about Westaco and Harlingen South.
Right.
By the way.
2 coaches that have been to the promised land, which Joe and I like to call, and that's the state tournament. And I just thought of that. I just thought about that. Mario Rodriguez and Elias Martinez.
Yes.
It's kind of like the dream matchup I wanted at the Vale. I wanted Ed Couch to play Santa Rosa, to have Lalo Rios go against Johnny Cipriano. But you're going to hit a home run right out of the gate with softball season starting. Those 4 teams going at it. We'll confirm that later today, but from what I understand, the game's going to be on Monday. We were going to go full crew on Monday and Tuesday. That would have been great, but now that's the case. We're going to have to go our separate ways and figure it out from there.
And again, fans, you hear us talking already about softball. Yes, we would like to cover playoff basketball. And if I get sponsorship, I will sort that out. We'll get there. We'll cover some basketball playoffs. But realistically, with the fees that UIL throws at us, it is first and foremost, we have to be able to afford what we're doing in some way, shape, or form. And so these are some great softball matchups. It's not like we won't have coverage. And I have the choice there of saying we'll just go straight into softball, or we'll provide audio coverage of basketball. And I'm not prepared to do that for first-round games, audio coverage of basketball. We may do that if they get to the regional tournament, have the audio and have video replays as far as highlights go, like we did for football season. But right now, I still believe fully we'll get some sponsorship to help us get through the playoffs.
That's the conversation I had with a couple coaches yesterday. As those are reason why Harlingen, San Perlita, San Isidro got covered specifically last year because of the sponsorship, and it's like, oh, okay, I understand. So some coaches have said, well, how do we do that? So I gave them the information. So hopefully, trust me, we would love to cover some playoff basketball. Absolutely. We'll ride that train all the way till March.
Matter of fact, we've got Mark standing by in Kingsville who may slide into a game in Kingsville for us on Monday, a playoff game if it gets funded. And then, like I said, we'll sort this softball out. I know for certain, though, softball fans, you can lock it in. We're going to start the season with the Monday matchup of Lyford-Rio Hondo. We're not going to miss that regardless of what's going on. But as far as playoff basketball, stay tuned. It's going to be an amoeba. It's going to move around, and it's going to change on the snap of a fingers where we're going.
And, of course, we're talking girls playoff basketball because the boys are a week behind. So even more time for people to prepare for the playoffs. And, you talk about the teams that were expected to go on deep runs: San Perlita, Santa Rosa, Port Isabel, Pioneer, there's Fresnos. Plenty of teams out there.
That's a good rundown. Then add the row.
Callan Rowe. Yeah, it's an extremely good rundown. That's on the boys' side. And we're talking from Class 2A all the way up to Class 6A. And why not Santa Maria as well? We talked to Coach Briones. He feels both the boys and girls team can muster up a good run.
I think Santa Maria boys, the way they match up, they were looking at the first round game is relatively easy. It should be a win for Santa Maria and for San Polita, but the second round game is they're going to split off. One gets Yorktown, one gets Flatonia. And the way it matches up, San Polita got the better matchup as far as how they match up, and so did Santa Maria. Now Santa Maria is looking at Port Aransas in round 3. And by the way, they won their 112th straight district game last night to go undefeated in district play for the 9th year in a row, undefeated.
Wow. And that was a team you and I got to see last year at the regional tournament when they played up there in San Marcos. And I was actually talking to Coach Garza last night. And, yeah, it's going to be a tough road because, I asked him, I was like, first, right off the bat, where's Flatonia? Where's Yorktown? Where's Weimar? Mm-hmm. Those are some teams out there that were going to give San Perlita fits. And I was looking back at the playoff bracket, just kind of reliving that playoff run, and I was like, wow, what a magical run that was because of how tough the road was. And you look at when they lost to Hearn in that regional tournament, they just simply didn't shoot the ball well. They shoot the ball well, they can win that game.
They're competitive all the way down, and they're playing in a regional championship game against that Port Aransas team.
And that was a lot of fun. And then, of course, Coach Cipriano, who better to slay a giant than him? Cole is the real deal.
They're standing there as a gigantic statue, immovable object, waiting.
Meets the immovable force. Los Fresnos wins this one 60-44. That's a final score. The Lady Falcons win the seeding game. They come out of District 32-6A as the 2 seed. They will play Edinburgh Vela, Westlaco High. Now you know your opponent. That's Harlingen South. So 60-44 the final score. Our Hacienda, she has it. Player of the game is going to be senior Ari Gallardo. She helped the Lady Falcons to a big win today. Joe, this one was fun, and part 1 of part 2. Here we go.
Yes, sir. Ari Gallardo is our player of the game as she takes care of business, and the Lady Falcons get the win. Kevin Naro is going to go over there and get some photos with her and a quick interview. We're going to wrap up. We got to get from one place to another. Bert Ruiz ran the camera for the entire game. He's going to be in San Benito as we head over to XFFL women's football action, and then we'll be back with basketball action from Santa Maria a bit later on. That does it for the broadcast. For Rudy Zamaripa, who did the social media side, for Bert Ruiz on the camera, for Kevin Naro, who did the play-by-play, I'm Joe Bowling, just kind of filling in today and helping out where I can to help these systems stay in play. Till next time, so long.